Hey, also I was editing this video with fire extinguisher and I realized the event I'm talking about is only a week away. When this video comes out, it'll be less than 3 days away from when I'll be headed to Kentucky. So I'm going to the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. There's an event sponsored by Dan Cummins Off-Road. I think that's what it is, Dan Cummins Off-Road. But it's a Back the Byway event. And what that is, it's a fundraiser for the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. So I'm going to attend that this year. It starts on the 14th, September 14th, I believe. I'm going to be there on September 13th. And I'm going to run trails all weekend. I'll hang out with the people there all weekend. So that's the event I'm talking about. It's, I don't know if it's real popular or not. I know there's some channels like Cottywomple Overland and Revere Overland that has mentioned that quite a bit. I don't think it's as big of an event as like More Expo or anything like that. So I'm going to attend that this year, and hopefully I'll have some good video from that for y'all. So this week's video is going to be, you know, it's a fire extinguisher video. The following week is going to be the finishing up of the roof rack, which the roof rack's done now. It's sitting, it's right there. You see it? Nah, I'll let y'all know that's the event I'm going to. If there's anybody that's going to be there, hit me up in the comments, let me know. I'd like to meet up with y'all. Maybe go run some trails together. Appreciate it. Hope y'all like this video. Thanks. Hey y'all, it's Brandon. So in this video, I'm gonna make a mount for the fire extinguisher to put in or on the Suburban. I got some brackets already cut up. You can see all these little pieces. I'm gonna weld them. Alright, so I guess one thing to think about when installing a fire extinguisher is where to mount it. I see a lot of guys put them down here in front of the driver's seat, which it tucks up really nice. But I don't really have the materials to go ahead and make that mount right now. So I think what I'm going to do mount it to my swing out. I think I'm gonna mount it right about here, behind the tire. This is a strap I got from the steel yard. It's a piece of 1/8 inch, and unfortunately, a piece of 1/4 inch. I got them cheap. I just wanted to make sure, no matter what size they were, that they were the same width. But this will work. This will work pretty good. So I'm going to cut up some pieces and I'll get back. So I'm going to cut one piece of 1/4 inch at 7 inches and one piece at 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut one piece of the 1/8 inch at 8 inches and two pieces at 4 inches. And that'll give me all of the metal I need for the brackets. So this is the one I'm going to use just for mock-up. I believe I'm actually going to buy just a BC extinguisher, a marine grade BC, because I will keep it on the back of the truck on the swing out. I'll keep it back there. Hopefully people don't mess with it, but that's what I'll do with it. I'll keep it back there. I may build a second mount, one mount inside and one mount outside, or I could just buy two fire extinguishers. So for now, I'm just going to show you how I build one of them, and I'm going to use this one as mock-up. All right, so I was looking on Kitty's website, and I guess that's how you say it, kid, whatever. But it appears that the fire extinguisher I was going to buy is the exact same size as this one. All right, so here is my pieces. That's all I need to make my fire extinguisher mount. I'll need some other stuff to add to it, hose clamps and some nuts and bolts, but other than that, this is it right here. So I have a 6-inch piece of 1/4 inch for the base. I have two 5-inch pieces to weld to the base. I have one 5-inch piece, a 1/4 inch for the fire extinguisher bracket. It actually bolts to the fire extinguisher. And then I have a 7-inch piece of 1/8 inch to weld to that. So I'll kind of show you how I'm going to do it. So on the base, I'll take this one here, stick between them, and I will weld the two 1/8 inch pieces here and here. And then that'll allow me to remove the middle piece. It's 1/4 inch. You know, it'll slide in and out. And then this will be my mounts for that. I'll drill 2 holes, one in either end, and these will match. And then this piece will weld to that thick piece, and this will hose clamp to the fire extinguisher. So then I'll have a pull pin here and a bolt here, and I'll be able to pull the pin and slide the bracket out with the fire extinguisher. So it'll be kind of like this fire extinguisher mount right here. So first off, I'm starting out with a 1/4 inch drill bit. And yes, if I had the drill press, it'd be much easier. Now I'm going to take a 1/4 inch bolt and bolt these together. That way I know they don't move. Now I know what not to do when tightening up the roof rack bolts. So on these, I just measured halfway between, and I measured 1 inch up. It's probably a little too far. My other one, I will make a little further towards, I may do a 1/2 inch. So this one will be the pull pin, and then this one here will be the actual bolt, the locking bolt. Got my 3/8 bit chucked up. Don't like using this stuff because it makes it rust. But I think I better use it on this. Daggum cobalt drill bits. Stump did good. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this edge up and make those match. That way it looks a lot better, so that'll keep it from going anywhere. This one here, I'll have to drill out to 5/16. That's what the pull pin is, it's 5/16. All right, so I got all those rounded off, got the edges rounded off. Just use a flat disc. rounded them off. Don't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to undo this nut here, and I'm going to drill this hole out to 5/16. Alright, so here's the pin I'm going to use. It's got 2 detent balls on it. So it should stick right in. And it won't come out until I need it. Then I can pull it out. So that was my plans on that one. That works really good. Alright, so this thing's pretty hot still. So as you can see, my disconnect pin works like it's supposed to. It won't fall out and lose my fire extinguisher. But when I need it, I can pop it out. Now on the 3/8 side, it's still hot. I'm going to leave the 2 skinny plates, the hole connected with them. It's pretty tight. Man, that 1/4 inch one is hot. So I'm going to leave the 2 1/8 inch plates with the holes all the way through them. The 1/4 inch plate on the 3/8 hole, I'm going to notch it to where it's a 3/8 slot instead of a hole. So on the piece to mount the fire extinguisher to, I bent it, go around the fire extinguisher a little bit, and now I'm cutting holes in the middle so I can weld that center piece to this piece. Alright, so I got all my parts cleaned up. I'm going to start welding it all, not this side, all of that, but I'm going to get this tacked. So this is piece that looks like a razor blade. So those are notches that I'm gonna weld up. I got it sitting in here, and I should be able to just sit this right here and tack it so I can weld it. I'll throw these other pieces together, and then this bracket here that is supposed to be for a transmission cross member or transfer case cross member. So what I'm gonna do with it is weld to the swing out. And this bracket will fit here pretty good. So I'll just weld that there, and then I'll mount my fire extinguisher to that. Alright, so that piece is cooled enough that I can finish welding the base up. I got it all stuck together now, that way I know all my spacing's correct. And what I'll do, I'll throw a few little welds on this side and on the other side, and then I'll show you how it works. Got all that cleaned up. Don't have a bolt in it yet, but this bracket will slide into here, tap this against the bolt and drop in. Fire extinguisher will sit on it just about like that. And I see something I forgot to do. So I need to mount, I need to weld these little pieces. I need to weld these little pieces here on each side here, like that. That way the hose clamp can tighten around that and not slide off. So let me do that real quick. Alright, so I got those pieces tacked on there. That's all that they need. And what those are for is to let the hose clamp go through, and then that way it can't slide out and lose the fire extinguisher. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a piece of inner tube and stick between the fire extinguisher and the mount. That way it don't dig in. I'm kind of scared it's going to puncture. I guess if I tighten it up all the way, it won't vibrate. It still makes me nervous. That's how it'll be mounted right there. All put together. See here, straps, they don't cover up any of the label. Pull my pin, fire extinguisher comes out. You can also see here I have the mount bolted to it to mount it to the truck. Alright, so you can see here, I plan on mounting it here like this. And you'll notice sticks away from the tire. So that's getting into the same real estate as the windshield wipers. It gets pretty close. You know, any vibration this has, I just have to sit it up here, see how much space I have. The way it is there, I just can't go any further back because I run into my power carrier bracket there. Maybe I can mount it. No, it's not gonna work. Mount it down here maybe. But then it will get in the way of my table. I plan on putting a table here. The other spot is here. Now really, I don't mind it there either. That's perfectly fine with me right there. It's just a little more noticeable. I think maybe putting it on the swing out may be problematic. Alright, so I discussed some pros and cons to putting the fire extinguisher where it's at. I've had a fire extinguisher exposed in my work truck for quite a long time, and I've never had anybody mess with it. Now, I don't know if they'll mess with like a personal vehicle or not, but I've never had anybody mess with my work truck. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I'm gonna go ahead and burn those brackets in. If I don't like it, I can unbolt it and I can put one somewhere else. Or if somebody messes with it, then I can put it in the cab. But I think where it's accessible to people outside the vehicle is just as good as if it was inside the vehicle. So oh, looks like it's fixing to get with it. Those welds look terrible. But that one don't look too bad. So I got the bracket finished welded on. I got it painted. I pulled my spare off, that way I can weld that. Don't look at those welds. Those are some of the first welds I ever did. And it was with a 110 volt Harbor Freight welder. But that's what I built this whole bumper with, was that, and it's still holding up. I got some rubber put on the inside of the mount for the fire extinguisher. All right, the mount is done and it is on. Paint's not quite dry yet, but I feel like it looks pretty good. I turned the nozzle down just so I don't get anything in it, mainly like water, and then it freezes and then busts it. If I turn it level, it'll tilt this a little further back. I'm afraid the windshield wiper will get into it. Slide it in, slide it over, and there it is. I made sure the pin was on top, that way it wouldn't fall out. Also, I want this pin on top, that way it don't fall out. See how close that windshield wiper comes.
There's 2 inches.
That's the end of the fire extinguisher video. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.